University, it is my privilege to proclaim the opening of this 2017 spring commencement. Please stand and join in singing in our national anthem. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael LaCourse, DSU Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Professor Blakely, for the presentation of the University Mace. We also thank our banner carriers, representing each discipline, and the Dixie State Symphony Orchestra, under the direction of Mr. Paul Abegg, for providing the prelude music and for leading us in the national anthem. Members of the class of 2017, Board of Regents, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, administrative staff, and honored guests, greetings to all of you, and a very special welcome to the parents, spouses, partners, relatives, and friends of our graduates. Your encouragement, support, and presence in the lives of these students has contributed greatly to this joyous occasion. It is now my honor to recognize the commencement participants on the stage. When I call their names, I ask that they briefly stand and then be seated. Please hold your applause until all of our guests have been announced. Seated with us on the stand this morning are Dr. Richard B. Williams, Dixie State University President, Dr. Blair Carruth, Associate Commissioner of the Utah System of Higher Education, Ms. Nina Barnes, Member of the Utah State Board of Regents, Ms. Patricia Jones, Member of the Utah State Board of Regents, Dr. Robert Prince, Member of the Utah State Board of Regents, members of the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, Mr. David Clark, Chair, Ms. Julie Beck, Vice Chair, Dr. Elizabeth Bingham, Mr. Larry Bergeson, who also serves as the Washington County School District Superintendent, Dr. Christina Durham, Mr. Russell Feller, who also serves as the Alumni Association President, Mr. Ezra Hainsworth, DSUSA, incoming president. Mr. John Pike, who also serves as mayor of the city of St. George. Gail Smith. Ms. Sarah Raymaker, DSUSA, outgoing president. Thomas Wright. Representing the Dixie State University Administration, Mr. Courtney White, Chief of Staff. Mr. Doajo Hicks, General Counsel. Mr. Paul Morris, Vice President of Administrative Affairs. Dr. Peter Gattow, Vice President of Student Affairs. Mr. Del Beatty, Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students. Mr. Frank Loico, Vice President of Government Relations. Dr. Nancy Houck, Associate Provost of Community and Global Engagement. Dr. Jeffrey Jarvis, Dean of the College of the Arts. Dr. Kyle Wells, Dean of the College of Business and Communication. Dr. Brenda Saby, Dean of the College of Education. Ms. Patricia Winch, Interim Dean of the College of Health Sciences. Dr. Richard Featherstone, Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Dr. Eric Pedersen, Dean of the College of Science and Technology. Dr. Jim Hendages, Faculty Senate President. Former Dixie State University Presidents, Dr. Douglas D. Alder. Dr. Lee G. Caldwell. Ms. Thora Moore, Baccalaureate Valedictorian and Student Speaker. Faculty Emeritus Award recipients, Mr. Lynn Hunt and Mr. Gordon Jolly. Honorary doctorate degree recipients, Sir Merrill Osmond and Dr. Leroy Nyson. Mr. Lionel Hollins, our commencement speaker. Our readers, Dr. Nate Staley and Mr. Eric Young. We also wish to recognize our elected officials who are seated in the VIP section. Would they please stand and be recognized? Thank you all for being with us today. A detailed list of platform guests and emeriti are included in the printed program for your reference. I wish to acknowledge and express our gratitude to the many volunteers who make this ceremony possible. Sincere thanks to our wonderful staff and faculty graduation volunteers. Would the Dixie State University faculty please stand? Welcome to our esteemed faculty, and among them several of our faculty emeriti in the front two rows. It is worth noting that Professor Emeritus Dr. Andrew Barnum is here attending his 58th consecutive commencement ceremony. We also wish to note with sadness the passing of Mr. Gordon Russell, who retired in 2016, Faculty Emeritus in Mathematics, who died on May 23, 2016. Dr. Max Rose, retired in 2003, Faculty Emeritus in Mathematics, who died on June 17, 2016. And Mr. Robert Cobb, retired in 2002, Faculty Emeritus in Industrial Arts, who died on December 25, 2016.
Would Mr. Lynn Hunt and Mr. Gordon Jolly please join me at the podium to be recognized as our new emeritus faculty? Professor Emeritus status is a mark of distinction granted to faculty members whose service has been characterized by high professional achievement and who have given long, outstanding service to the institution. Only retiring faculty members who have served Dixie State University for at least 15 years immediately prior to their retirement are considered for this honor.
The language common on each plaque that is presented to our emeriti faculty reads, "The Board of Trustees and Administration of Dixie State University, upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority in them vested, award the honor of Assistant, Associate, and Professor Emeritus in recognition of distinguished service and significant achievement, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, given at Dixie State University in the state of Utah on the 5th day of May in the year 2017. To Mr. Lynn Hunt in the field of mathematics." To Mr. Gordon Jolly in the field of mathematics. Dr. Robert Huddleston is unable to be with us today, but he is also receiving a Faculty Emeritus Award in the field of accounting. Thank you for your dedicated service to Dixie State University. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of the Dixie State University. President Williams.
Thank you, Dr. LaCourse. Graduates, family and friends, members of the Utah State Board of Regents, Dixie State Board of Trustees, platform guests, faculty and staff and administration, it is my honor to welcome you to these commencement exercises. I would like to give a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates. We know the important role that you have played in your students' journey. Would the families of our graduates please stand and let us recognize you for the support that you have given these great students. Your families are smiling because you can pay your own way now. We trust you are proud of the achievements of your graduate and are satisfied that Dixie State University has served them well. The entire university takes great pride in the role it plays in helping students during the short time they are with us. To the faculty and staff, thank you for the important work you do to help our students succeed. The dedication you display by committing your lives to education is more than commendable. I would also like to express my gratitude to Mr. Lionel Hollins for being here today to provide our keynote address. We are truly honored to have him with us and excited to hear his words of wisdom. I also look forward to hearing from our commencement speaker, Thora Moore. Congratulations, Thora, for being selected to represent your classmates. Graduates, today is the beginning of the new phase in your lives. When you came to Dixie State, we welcomed you by telling you these will be some of the best years of your life, which was true. However, there are even better days that lie ahead. I want to be the first to congratulate you on what you have achieved. I'm looking forward to talking with you at future alumni events and seeing how you have applied the skills and the knowledge you've acquired while at Dixie State to advance your careers serve your communities, and literally help change the world. I realize many of you are worried about your future, but in my mind, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. In my observation, there are a number of values you have learned at Dixie State that, while will help you be successful in your lives, but it will involve action. The first value is the value of determination. You came to Dixie State determined to get a degree. This determination made you go to class, made you study, and made you learn. Today you are receiving a diploma, evidence of a college education. You are now a peer within a very small group of individuals when compared to our world's population. The lessons of determination you have learned will help you be successful in your life. Today we honor two individuals, Sir Merrill Osmond and Dr. Leroy Nyson, with honorary doctorates. They are the perfect examples of individuals that were determined to make the world a better place, and they did just that. Be determined in all that you do. The second is the value of knowledge. The skills you've learned at Dixie State to ask questions, problem solve, and to critically analyze will serve you well. One of my fondest memories of this graduating class is the opportunity I had to teach one of your peers the importance of critical thinking. I received a text from one of your classmates on the first day of class. I quote, "Mr. President, I'm sitting in English class and there are not enough chairs. 4 students are sitting on the floor. I'm worried that if I'm late this semester, I too will have to sit on the floor. Mr. President, what is your solution to this problem?" Close quote. I kid you not. I saw this as a moral obligation to teach the art of problem solving. Thus, my solution and my answer. I responded, and of course I used a hashtag so they could understand me. I said, hashtag, don't be late to class. Thus, hashtag, you will always have a seat. For those of you parents that are now uttering a small prayer to heaven saying, please don't be my child, please don't be my child, not to worry. It's not your child, it was mine. High maintenance doesn't even begin to describe this child. This world continues to evolve rapidly, and one must be willing to adapt these changes to continue to succeed. I encourage you to continue learning throughout your lives. Always seek new knowledge. The third value is of goal setting. You knew you wanted a college education. You set goals, you worked hard to achieve those goals, and now you're a college graduate. You can be whatever you want to be. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Start today. Don't make a goal to be the best. Being the best is just a label. Make a goal to be a little better every single day. That will help you make a difference in the world. Always have goals that make you stretch. The fourth value is involvement. I have seen few universities that teach the value of involvement like Dixie State University. Thus our motto of active learning, active life. You have gotten involved. You've been part of clubs and organizations. You have served your community, attended performance and athletic events. You've worked in laboratories, served as interns and mentors, and even competed at national competitions. You have made us a better university. Responding to your feedback, we have added 7 new degree programs just this year. We plan on adding 7 more next year, including 3 master degree programs. Your desire for campus housing resulted in the construction of the first new housing in 50 years. Your advocacy for an adequate recreation and fitness facility helped us secure $50 million for the construction of the Human Performance Center, which, by the way, will start construction this fall. We have enhanced our Student Success Tutoring and Writing Center due to your feedback. Your feedback matters. As you leave here today, I ask that you stay connected to your university. Join the Alumni Association. Become involved in your local or regional alumni associations. Return for homecoming and the other events you've come to enjoy. Stay connected. Look for opportunities to help Dixie State grow in its service to its future students. More importantly, nurture and grow the personal relationships that you have formed with fellow students and the faculty and staff here at Dixie State University. Let me close with one last admonition. Be optimistic. Winston Churchill once said, "A pessimist sees the difficulty and every opportunity. An optimist, however, sees the opportunity in every difficulty." Last year, as part of our strategic plan, we set out to create a new identity for our institution. Universities across all the country have attempted to do this but have failed and failed miserably. We succeeded because we defined an identity that was optimistic and described who we are and who we always have been: trailblazers. Trailblazers are people that make, do, or discover something new and make it acceptable or popular. We believe you will be the trailblazers that make the world a better place. Be optimistic in all you do and blaze your own trail. Thank you for all you have given this great institution as students. I also want to thank you for what you're about to contribute as our wonderful alumni. I hope you return often. To each of you, congratulations, best wishes for a rich and fulfilling life. Go Trailblazers.
Thank you, President Williams. We now pay tribute to our honors graduates. Their names are listed in the program. The distinction of Latin honors is reserved for baccalaureate graduates. Latin honors include the designations of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. Cum laude graduates must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.65. Magna cum laude graduates are those students with a GPA of at least 3.80, and the honor of summa cum laude is awarded to those graduates with a cumulative GPA of at least 3.95. All Latin honor recipients have been given a golden honor stole embroidered with the Dixie State University logo. Will all Latin honor graduates cum laude please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates, magna cum laude, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates, summa cum laude, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. We again congratulate these students for their outstanding academic achievements. We now want to pause and express our deepest gratitude to all of our graduates who are veterans, who have served or are serving in the military. Will all graduates who are veterans or are currently serving in the military please stand and receive the honor and gratitude of this assembly. Thank you. Will all veterans and active military personnel in the audience also please stand and receive our gratitude? Thank you. In selecting our valedictorian student speaker this year, we invited all interested baccalaureate candidates with cumulative grade point averages of 3.90 or higher to apply for the honor. A faculty committee evaluated and selected a speaker. I am pleased to introduce to you now our student speaker, Thora Moore. Thora Moore has lived all over the United States, but now calls Tokerville, Utah, her home. She and her husband of 3 years spend most of their time mentoring teenagers, both at home and at the residential treatment center where they both work. Thora volunteers extensively with mental health-related community organizations, as well as being active in campus and religious groups. In her spare time, she loves to create, and while at DSU, she has added oil painting and ceramics to the long list of hobbies. Thora plans to continue her education and become a marriage and family therapist. Thora?
My fellow graduates, and the wonderful people who have supported them, if I may direct your attention to page 2 of your program, I am the Hermione you have to listen to before you get advice from someone who has actually already done something with his life. Don't worry, I won't be up here long. They only give the valedictorian 4.0 minutes. Little nerd joke there. Unlike many of you who were smart enough to come to college directly after high school, I enrolled at Dixie 15 years late. In that time, I had a lot of experiences, raising children, working different jobs, moving all over the country, and getting out of a domestic violence situation. I guess you can say I went to the school of hard knocks before I got smart, got out, and got educated. In entering college, when I did, I enrolled with a different understanding and really a different kind of brain than my classmates. Here at Dixie State, I have been able to study interpersonal neuroscience, the science of the brain within relationships. It is the message of this cutting-edge psychology that I wish to leave with you today. We are a brain. You and me, our family, friends, community, and world. Each of us is like a neuron. Now, most people don't know this, but our brains are constantly growing and changing. In fact, the cerebral cortex isn't even really finished until we're 27. So while my brain is kind of in a maintenance cycle, most of yours are still growing. What is fascinating about brain development is that this growth relies on 2 opposite processes: instantiation and apoptosis. Now say those with me. Instantiation, apoptosis. Close enough. Okay, what do these crazy long neuroscience terms mean? Well, in a basic way, they mean life and death. You see, as part of the development of the brain, neurons that are not used, not connecting and communicating with other neurons, wither and are pruned away like an old grapevine. This is apoptosis. Neurons that are used are strengthened by that use. They become faster, better, and more likely to connect the more they are connected. This is instantiation. As we develop across the lifespan, we go through regular pruning, periods where our body decides which connections are needed for life. These processes are natural and an important part of brain development. The unused gray matter in your brain is taking up valuable real estate inside your skull. So how does this relate to society? Well, if you are a neuron and I am a neuron, then my connection to you and your connection to me is what keeps us alive. The touch of a hand, a smile, a conversation. This is instantiation of human life. This is what keeps us from apoptosis. People who do not connect wither. My fellow graduates, you are moving into a new stage of your development. Like it or not, the collective brain of your acquaintance is going through a massive pruning in about an hour. My advice to you, and that of interpersonal neuroscience, is that you take this opportunity to reinforce your most vital connections. Not on social media, not through apps, In fact, you can do it entirely without a smartphone. Make real connections. Real connections will help you thrive in the life ahead of you. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Trio. Thank you, Psychology Department. Thank you to my family. And thank you, Dixie.
Thank you, Thora. It is now my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Lionel Hollins. Lionel Hollins is a former National Basketball Association player, an NBA coach, an active participant in the community, and a dynamic speaker. Selected 6th overall in the first round of the 1975 NBA draft by the Portland Trail Blazers, Hollins earned a spot on the 1976 All-Rookie First Team and went on to win an NBA championship as a starter for the Trail Blazers in 1977. A year later, he was an NBA All-Star and named to the NBA's All-Defensive Team 2 years in a row. After his lengthy playing career, he was inducted into the Halls of Fame of NJCAA, Arizona State University, Nevada High College Basketball, Southern Nevada Sports, and the Pac-10. In addition, he had his numbers retired and raised to the rafters by Arizona State University, Dixie College, and the Trail Blazers. With over 30 years of coaching experience, Lionel has coached on all levels: AAU, college, the minor leagues, and the NBA, and has become a well-respected coach and developer of players on and off of the court. He has coached with 7 different teams, with the majority of his coaching being done with the Memphis Grizzlies, formerly known as the Vancouver Grizzlies. During his stint with the Grizzlies, he became the winningest coach in franchise history with an improved record each season. He led them to 3 straight playoff appearances. Their first playoff win, the franchise's first playoff series victory, and had the best season with 56 wins that led them to the Western Conference Finals. He also received the honor of being the Coach of the Month 4 times. Hollins has also been a prominent part of the Memphis community for 13 plus years. He mentored young men at Grizzlies Prep and created Lionel Hollins Charities to further his passion of giving back. Through the charity, he raised funds to provide backpacks, supplies, and uniforms to underprivileged students, set up a mentoring program, donated bikes and books to children, and helped start a community garden to promote healthy eating habits. He was a spokesman for the Healthy Shelby's 140/90 Living Life Under Pressure campaign. He is an ambassador for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and has raised thousands of dollars for the organization. He also supports several other charities and organizations across the country. In addition to his community involvement, Lionel is also a compelling speaker. He speaks all over the country, talking to audiences about leadership, adversity, and success. He has boosted team morale for corporations like Comcast and Hilton Timeshare, and has spoken to the Rotary Club and members of the Memphis Streets Ministries. From his commencement speech at Southwest Community College to his talks at various colleges, churches, and basketball camps, Hollins motivates and inspires people, young and old alike. Lionel was born in Arkansas City, Kansas, and was raised by his grandmother in Las Vegas, Nevada. In his free time, Lionel likes to spend time with his beautiful wife, Angela, of 34 years, their 4 adult children, and their 2 grandchildren. He enjoys reading, playing golf, and completing crossword puzzles. He currently resides in Memphis, Tennessee. Mr. Hollins.
I'm done. I am privileged and honored to have this opportunity to speak in front of you for this 2017 commencement. I want to thank Dr. Williams, the Board of Trustees, for this opportunity to interject a little of me into this momentous occasion for you. This is your day. I want to welcome faculty, families, friends, and guests. I also want to recognize the Board of Trustees and all of the people that made it possible for you. At this time, I would like for you to stand up and acknowledge your professors, acknowledge your friends, acknowledge your families. Would you please do that for me? I also want to thank Dr. LaCourse for that glowing introduction. It seems the older I get and the further I get away from my accomplishments, the better they sound. It was true that I was an All-American basketball player here at Dixie College, also at Arizona State University. Also, I was an NBA player. I played in 3 NBA finals, coached in 1 NBA finals, won a championship, been All-Pro, had my number retired, been in multiple Hall of Fames, as was quoted, also considered a successful coach. But as I reflect, the thing that is important for you to understand is through all of those accomplishments, none of that is who I am. That's what I did. What makes me the proudest is to be in a marriage for 36 years and knowing my wife for 39 years, to be a father of 4 kids and raise them all to adulthood, and paid for all of their college graduation. So I feel your pain, parents. For me, I'm not just a basketball player, not just a coach, but I am all of those things I mentioned, plus I am a friend, I am a community servant. All of those things are important because those other accolades make you see that I was a success, but the other things that you don't see and what I've done make me significant and give me the opportunity to be an impact and give back to the people that have given to me and to make a difference in others' lives, because that's important, is to make sure that our world keeps going forward. So I would say to you, in that sense, make sure that you, in your idealistic way, understand that when you go out to change your world, you got to change yourself first. You got to change your home. You got to change your community, your neighborhood, your city. And if everybody around the world try to do the same thing, the world will definitely be changed and definitely be better. As I look back on my path, I know it wasn't straight. It wasn't smooth. In fact, it had a lot of bumps. It had a lot of obstacles. It also had detours that took me into the wilderness. When I came to Dixie State University, which at the time was Dixie College and a 2-year school, so that was a long time ago, folks, I was the only black person on the basketball team after my first year. I was the only black person at the college. I was the only black in the city of St. George. How times have changed. As I drive around, I was here in February when I drove around, and I drove around yesterday when I got here. It's incredible to see all the diversity, both on campus and around the city. It makes me very happy. So I truly know that meaning of being a trailblazer. Oh, you didn't think that was funny. When I got here, I lacked confidence. I was insecure. I was angry, bitter, and I didn't know what direction I was going in. I grew up in the 50s and 60s in Las Vegas, Nevada, during the turbulent times of racism, discrimination, lack of opportunities, assassinations, race riots all around the country. I've learned through every one of those experiences. I don't remain bitter about anything that happened to me because I believe that everything that I experienced is the reason that I'm able to stand here in front of you today. Dixie State University laid my foundation. It was my first wilderness that I went through. But through these experiences, I learned to communicate better. I learned to trust people who didn't look like me. I learned to relate to people who didn't look like me. At this moment, I'd like to call a timeout. See, I'm a coach. I'm not really a speaker, so I'm a coach. I'd like to acknowledge a few people. One person was a professor here, taught sociology, was Mrs. Sherry Atkin. She was instrumental in nurturing me and giving me my voice so that I could utilize my gifts to move toward my destiny. The two other people, the one gentleman brought me here, Doug Allred, who was my coach. He was my surrogate father. He was my confidant. He was very harsh, but he loved me. And it was the first person that didn't look like me, didn't talk like me, didn't come from where I came from, that cared about me. And that's why I stand here today. And I'd like to have, if Coach Allred and Mrs. Atkin is here. Coach, would you stand? Elaine, would you stand? With those people not looking at my background, not looking at my anger, not looking at my bitterness, not looking at my lack of education, a lack of ability to communicate, but looked at me as somebody, if given an opportunity, who was trained, would go on to do great things. On my journey to my destiny, you see me as a success. But successful people just don't explode on the scene. 44 years ago, I sat where you sit. I know that's a long time ago. I sat right there trying to figure out what's next. I just want you to understand that this is not the end of your journey. This is the end of one phase of your journey. And as you assess, as you establish visions and dreams, as you plan for your future, as you commit to your future, as you commit to persevering, this will be the beginning. Celebrate today. This is a great accomplishment. And then get ready for your next vision and your next goal. I came from Las Vegas, Nevada, an hour and a half south of here. My mother died when I was young. 2 years later, my aunt died. My mother and father were divorced. I was raised by my grandmother, it was told earlier. But my grandmother was my rock. My grandmother was the force that kept me on the straight and narrow, along with many coaches that had come into my life. She had an 8th grade education. The only job she ever had was menial labor, either cleaning somebody's house or taking care of somebody's kids and cooking for them. Sometimes working 2 or 3 jobs. I was so poor, I had holes in my shoes, patches in my pants, and I was a vegetarian before it was vogue. I ate many of lettuce, tomato, and mayo sandwiches without meat. While I was growing up, my grandmother used to bring home clothes from people that she worked for, men that she worked for, and usually the clothes were either too big or too small. But one thing for certain, they were for somebody older than I was. So I acquired the nickname Grown Man. And whenever I'm out around the country and somebody yells, "Grown Man," I know they're from where I grew up and they knew me when. And it's a good thing to have them say that. I want to focus on the journey. For me, the journey is a process to success. You must embrace it because there can be no success without a process. You ask, what is success? For me, success is about embracing the gifts that God has given us and maximizing those gifts and being of significance and making an impact. If you do those things, you are a success. It's not about winning and losing. It's not about having the most money. It's not about having the most houses. It's about making a difference in our world. Your experiences along the way shape and form what you're going to be and what you need to be to reach your destiny. My destiny brought me here to Dixie College because I had to learn to relate to all types of people. The environment that I came in was very limited. Didn't have a lot of diversity. But to come here and be one of one, I had to learn how to relate to all types of people. We had kids from all around the world, kids from Tonga, kids from Australia. And I had the opportunity to gain those experiences, to learn and grow as a person, not as an athlete, as a person. Because as an athlete, that came easy. So I say to you, embrace every wilderness that you enter. Because wildernesses are places that you go that you discover your voice and you develop your voice of your gifts. And then when you get out of the wilderness, you find out your gift isn't your purpose nor your destiny. For me, being an athlete brought me here, but it wasn't what I was supposed to do. My community work, my mentoring is really my purpose and my destiny, but my gift gave me the platform to be what I am supposed to be. And not what I'm supposed to be, what I am today. So remember that as you go forward. As we walk on this journey, we have to understand there's no destinations. There are only mileposts. There are only achievements. Today, you're all sitting here. You started 4 years ago with a vision. You made a plan to go to college. You've persevered for 4 years, the ups and downs, and you today have achieved. And that's graduation. But it's not over. Because what you're going to do now is you're going to create another vision. You're going to make another plan. You're going to commit to that plan. You're going to achieve. And as you go forward, it's continually. To the day you die, you will be creating visions, making plans, committing, persevering, and achieving. And it'll go until the day you die. And when you, on your journey, and you go to these different way stations or wildernesses, embrace it, because when you leave, you'll be better equipped for the next phase of your journey. As I said earlier, when I got here, I lacked the ability to communicate. I lacked the ability to relate. I fought every day in practice. If you talk to Coach Allred, he ran me out of practice so much, he was afraid that I was going to go home. But Coach said something good when I was here 3 months ago. He says, what he found out is the great ones don't quit. And I said, I want to say that to you today. The great ones don't quit. There'll be a lot of naysayers. There'll be a lot of people to say, you can't do it that way, or you can't do it, period. And you say to them, I'm stubborn. I believe in myself. I have faith. I'm going to do it. And if I haven't done it yet, when people ask me, because I left school early, did you get your degree? The quitter's way is saying no, because in my mind, when you say no, you resign yourself that you're not going to do it. But I said, not yet. And when I quit playing, I went back and got my degree. I didn't say, no, I'm never going to do it. I said, not yet. So I say to you, learn those two words, not yet. When there's a task and somebody says, have you completed a task? Don't say no, say not yet. I haven't, but I will. When you are running a race, people are finishing way ahead of you and people are saying, are you going to finish? Or did you finish? Not yet, but I'm going to. So understand these things. As I finish today, I don't want to spend a lot of your time because this is your day. My time has passed. This is your time. And when I say it's your time, it's not just your time today for being a graduate, but it's your time to be an impact in the world and to be a leader. That's why you're here today, is to move forward and to replace people whose time has passed on. And there'll be a time when your time will pass on and somebody will replace you. So be up for the challenge and embrace it. Find your voice. That means embrace your gift. Be you. Only you can be you. You don't want to be a copy of somebody else. You want to live as an original. In my coaching career, I coached a young man who was the 4th pick in the NBA draft. So many expectations. Everybody, including himself, his family, and the organization, and the fans, expected him to be great. Well, the first few years, he struggled. And he would come to me and he'd want to talk. And I'd say, young man, here's the deal. You can't be Darren Williams. You can't be Chris Paul. You can't be Russell Westbrook. But be the best you can be. And you know, I think he took those words to heart. He's gone on to have a family, to have a kid, to be one of the best point guards in the NBA. And by the way, he's the highest paid player in the NBA today, and that guy is Mike Conley. I want you to also understand you have to face your fears. To me, fears are just a reminder to fall back on your faith. And in your fears, you will feel failure. But failure is necessary for success, because when you fail temporarily, it's never permanent unless you quit, is that you learn what you did right, you learn what you did wrong, you make adjustments, and you go forward, and eventually you succeed. The key is don't quit, keep persevering. You have to overcome adversity. See, adversity lets you know that you can do something that you didn't think you can do. When you go through adverse situations, when I'm a coach, I try to put my team through some of the toughest practices and put them in the most adverse situations. Why? Because when we get in the 4th quarter or overtime, I want them to know that they can do more than they think they can, because we all have those fears that we can't do enough. In overcoming adversity, you have to be stubborn. Stubborn is partly faith and conviction. Tony Dungy told me one time that stubborn is a virtue, but only if you're right. I had an owner who had another great player on our team, and I didn't want him on the team. I thought he was bad for our team. The owner wanted him and loved him. And I butted heads with the owner till he threatened to fire me. And Tony Dungy gave me that little sermon when I talked to him, and I took it back because I had faith and conviction, and I told him, you can fire me today, you can fire me next week, you can fire me at the end of the season, but I know one thing. If we take this player off of our roster, we will have a winning team. We wound up making the playoffs as the 8th seed, and we upset San Antonio, who had won 66 games. So I say to you, if you believe, be stubborn. Be stubborn. It is a virtue if you're right. I want to leave you with this last bit here. Everybody in this building has had dreams and aspirations. Everybody in this building that has gone through life has a story. You have a story. Yours hasn't been totally told yet. but you have a story. I have a story. You're listening to it right now. The story is one of your journey, your bumps, your obstacles, and your detours. My story is that I was able to overcome everything that was in front of me, every direction that I had to take to be a success. I know a lot of people from my community that if you go and talk to them, they'll tell you all the obstacles, all the detours, all the bumps that kept them from being a success. The reality is, the choice is yours. What is your story going to end like? Thank you very much, and congratulations, Go Trailblazers.
Thank you, Mr. Hollins. We will next be pleased to listen to the Dixie State Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Paul Abeg as they present Slavonic Dance No. 1, Opus 46 by Antonin Dvorak.
Thank you. It's now my pleasure to award the 2017 Honorary Doctorate degrees. Will Sir Merrill Osmond please come to the podium? Before I begin, can I have the family of Sir Merrill Osmond please stand to be recognized as well? Thank you. Sir Merrill Osmond is the lead singer of the world-renowned Osmond family. He was unable to earn a traditional college degree due to his early entertainment profession, which began at the age of 6 years. His parents directed him and his siblings toward the entertainment industry, where he became the lead singer, producer, songwriter of the Osmonds, who have produced 47 platinum and gold records. To date, no other recording artist has earned as many gold records in a single year as the Osmond family. Merrill has produced and written the music and lyrics for 5 #1 hit records and has received 2 Grammy Award nominations. Sir Merrill Osmond is not only a singer, entertainer, producer, and actor, but also a very successful businessman and humanitarian. In fact, he was honored as one of the 10 outstanding young Americans. Merrill was the executive producer of the Donnie and Marie Show on ABC. When Ronald Reagan became the President of the United States, he asked Merrill to produce his inauguration, which he did, and brought the Mormon Tabernacle Choir to perform. He later produced the inaugural ball for President George H. Bush as well. Merrill founded and was executive producer of the Stadium of Fire in Provo, and also co-founded and assisted in creating the Children's Miracle Network that raised more than $5 billion for Children's Hospital around the world. He has been honorary chairman for his work with the Utah Special Olympics and currently serves on the board for the Olive Osmond Hearing Fund that helps thousands of deaf children around the world. Most recently, he was knighted by the King of Portugal, which has now changed his title to Sir Merrill Osmond. As authorized by the State Board of Regents, Dixie State University takes pride in awarding this Honorary Doctor of Humanities degree to Sir Merrill Osmond. I invite Trustees Chair David L. Clark to join me at the podium. Chair Clark, will you please assist me in placing the hood on our honored guest?
At the recommendation of Dixie State University Administration and the Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by the law and the State of Utah Board of Regents, I confer upon you, Sir Merrill Osmond, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, in official recognition of your dedication to causes that are just and your service and contributions to the good of humankind. We are grateful and proud to recognize you this day.
all morning I've been thinking I'm a little bit rock and roll, I'm a little bit country. So, Dr. Roy Nyson joins me at the podium. From astronauts to movie stars, Dr. Roy Nyson was the dentist to some of the most famous people in the world. Dr. Nyson graduated from Dixie High School and earned his associate's degree from Dixie College and baccalaureate degree from Brigham Young University. Roy married his wife Janice in 1942, and they moved to California to work at Lockheed Aircraft during the war on the P-38 fighter plane, making a whopping wage of 43 cents an hour. Before being drafted, Roy joined the Air Force and was eventually discharged as a major. He then received his doctorate of dental surgery from the University of Southern California, where he graduated first in his class. Roy practiced dentistry and orthodontics for the next 40 years, during which time he took over the practice of Dr. Hollenbeck, who had established a dental practice serving some of the most famous Hollywood stars. The list of famous people who were eventually dental patients of Roy include Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, Ginger Rogers, Howard Hughes, and Olivia de Havilland. In fact, Roy worked on Marilyn Monroe's teeth just before she passed away, and he states, quote, "She had the prettiest teeth I've ever seen," close quotes. Roy and Janice later returned to St. George from Southern California and became involved in Dixie State College, donating money for dormitories, affectionately known as Nyson Towers, at DSU. Roy was a member of the original Dixie Golden Generation Committee and served on the National Advisory Board for 10 years. Roy and Janice have raised 5 children and have 14 grandchildren and 29 great-grandchildren. They have also helped raise another 28 children and youth who they welcomed into their home. As authorized by the State Board of Regents, Dixie State University takes pride in awarding this Honorary Doctor of Humanities degree to Dr. Roy Nyson. Chair Clark, will you please assist me in placing the hood on our honored guest?
At the recommendation of the Dixie State University Administration and the Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by law and the Utah State Board of Regents, I confer upon you, Dr. Leroy Nyson, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, in official recognition of your dedication to causes that are just and your service and contribution to the good of humankind. We are grateful and proud to recognize you this day.
We now turn to the awarding of degrees. Names of the individual degree candidates will be read by Communication Professor Mr. Eric Young and Accounting Professor Dr. Nate Staley. Out of respect for each graduate, I ask students and members of the audience to please remain quiet while the names are announced so that all in attendance may hear. Please withhold your recognition until the entire college has been introduced. Also, we have a professional photographer taking photos of the graduates as they walk through the D. Please keep the area around the D clear to allow us to keep up a timely pace. We have placed a D on the South Concourse and others out around campus for family and friends to take photos with their graduate after the ceremony. The candidates from the College of Business and Communication will be presented by Dean Kyle Wells.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Business and Communication. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all requirements for the degrees Bachelors of Arts or Sciences in Accounting, Business Administration, Finance, Communication Studies, and Media Studies. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Wells. I invite the candidates from the College of Business and Communication to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Elizabeth Bingham.
Judy Rafey.
Breland Giles.
Nadine Williams.
Nathaniel Abosu.
Chantry Jensen.
Jonathan Phillips.
Adam Carden.
Mackenzie Blair.
Emily Diane Bowles.
Laura Stratton.
Jocelyn Olson.
Heather Evans.
Lucinda Carter.
Kaylee Josie.
Conan Freebairn.
Alex William Bennett.
Brent Hicken.
Chanel Saxton.
Michaela Hummel.
Shelby Meadows.
Ricky Heimer.
Ben Rucker.
Nathan Mayo.
Wylam Tse.
Yesenia de Villar.
Samantha Josie.
Robert Stevens. Laureline Bromberger. Kelsey Gonzalez. Jens Bunnell.
Kalena Blotter.
Amanda Leonard.
Taya Lyman.
Travis Adams.
Thomas King.
Tyler Trudeau.
Jason Maurer.
Caleb Girth.
Jonathan Remington.
Mitchell Bass.
Ethan Jansen.
Joshua Fuller.
Dylan Barclay. Skylar Schoen.
Sarah Deaver.
CJ Deaver.
Kevin Heath.
Scott Hollingshead.
Caden Shakespeare.
Boots Fry.
Keaton Roberts.
Oakley Mason.
George Julian Barlow.
Miguel Munoz.
Brecken Paul Snow.
Colby Nelson.
Ashley Howe.
Cameron Jones.
Karen Colindres.
Hayden Cooper.
Trey Camachi.
Drew McLaughlin.
Kira Watts.
Stephen Ho.
Sterling Brandley.
Marcus Bradley.
Mark Ogden Jr.
Anissa Junior Tokelau.
John L. Winston.
J. Maxwell.
Bernard Manuel.
Javier Navarro.
Callie Stevens.
Katie Johnson.
Brittany Clark.
James Barrett.
Brett Robinson.
Stephanie Marshall.
Erica Almendinger.
Victoria Abbott.
Sasha Davis.
Jackson Hackey Aldridge.
Danielle Lyon.
Zane Zhao.
Emily Adair.
Thomas Wright.
Brett Robinson.
Ryan Stewart.
Curtis Woodbury. And Mark C. Woodbury, father and son.
Jake Goodrich.
Will Bangater.
Shelby Sorensen.
Tiana North.
Jeremy Adams.
Cortland Ryan Nielsen.
Nicholas Mello.
Gerardo Delgadillo.
Parker Ritchie.
Hayden Hayward.
Trey Reiniquier.
Ryan Rodriguez.
Jerome Hill II.
Donald Glover Jr.
Josa Rosales Rodarta.
Tyler Burdett.
Autumn Brinkerhoff.
Cody Smith.
Prestone Wooten.
Caden Figgins.
Sienna Figgins.
Cheyenne Jones.
Tim Long.
Kenneth Guard.
Tommy Levitt.
David Hadley.
Austin Atkin.
Jordan Farr.
Kyle Shoney.
Andrew Wheeler.
Benjamin Michael.
Awele Wokolo.
Aaron Kunioka.
Devin Gubler. Desley Siemens Hancock. Susan Forsyth Peters. Mary Westcott Bundy. Nathan Caton. Lincoln Thurell. Mackenzie Murphy. Bo Yangchik.
Aaron Chug.
Alexandra Brunson.
Sarah Martinez.
Vanessa Giebink. Alicia Macier.
Jacob Brown.
Rafael Lopez.
Austin Osborne.
Shelby Young. Emily Fisher. Sarah Nilsson. Sharon Rosenbaum. Ryan Huskins. Daxton Dubak. Giselle Tejera. Sierra Hughes. Christopher Evans. Bryce Empey. Chrissia Hall. Cesar Furman, Darius Matthews, Benson Lamatia, Darius Williams, Johnny Lindquist, Penny Howard, Jace Ballback, Millie Olson, Kendall Kristen Sagers, Caitlin Ashmont, Janessa Blackburn, Stephanie Sawyer, Angelina Croco, Ashley Pulsifer, Andrea Peterson, Howard Wall, Karina Regosa, Jared Wyson, Cassidy Michelle Carrillo, Abigail Rawlings, Amy Tebey, Sterling Pierre Johnson, Pierce Johnson, Chelsea Warner, Kaylee Whitehead, Cole and Alexis Cholette, Rowdy War, Donna Childs, Adam Green, Jake Ashton, Anthony Cerrito, Logan Best, Andrew Pinkney, Shaquan Nettingham, this way, McCade and Adriana Christensen, Jordan Eames, okay. Sabrina Bliss, John Berger, and Spencer Douglas Kelly. Congratulations, brother.
Candidates from the College of Education will be presented by Dean Brenda Saby.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Education. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Elementary Education, Integrated Studies, or Individualized Studies. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Saby. I invite the candidates from the College of Education to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Vice Chair Julie Beck.
Ryan Park,
Craig Rasmussen,
Andy Davis,
Rochelle Segmiller,
Michaela Carter,
Samantha Stoddard,
Joshua McDonald,
Christy Hunter,
Lisa Goff,
Melissa Cornwall,
J.C. Hafen,
Jessica Jennings Jones,
Lauren Collier.
Sierra Schramm.
Jana Kristen Zemecki Robinson.
Wendy Barris.
McKenna Glauser.
Miriam Reyes.
Caitlin Ziegler.
Chris Cleveland.
Zachary Kane.
Tyson Tanner.
Mike Matthews.
Victoria Bergen.
Brooklyn Callahan.
Chance Aiken.
Sydney Garcia.
Garrett Garcia.
Joseph Azevedo.
Egan Acey.
Cedra Witt.
Josie Hartman.
Caitlin Cody.
Rachel Coulomb.
Samuel Wyson.
Mikkel Quilter Wilson.
Leah Call.
Haley Kennedy.
Kimberly Ryder.
Brett Davis.
Jimmy Wahlberg.
Erica Averett.
Megan Pato.
Jessica Jensen Orvin.
Camille McKay Migliori.
Jamie Pickett.
Carrie Ann Stout.
Elizabeth Rose.
Melanie Clough.
Robin Zewallen.
Cassandra Wilkes.
Trevor Terry.
Ashley Scott.
Amanda Nash.
Samantha Losi.
Katie Galicia.
Quade Peterson.
Gabrielle Holbrook.
Arlen Musgrove.
Melinda Ann Tracy.
Hope Obrey.
Eric Best.
Deshaun Perkins.
Kevin Rory.
And Tyler Nicotera.
The candidates from the College of Health Sciences will be presented by Interim Dean Patricia Winch.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Health Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene, Medical Laboratory Science, or Nursing. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Winch. I invite the candidates from the College of Health Sciences to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee John Pike.
Kelly Nye.
Tori Nilsson.
Geneva Burdick.
Janet Diane Ficklin.
Kirsten LaFontaine.
Mikhail Miller.
Candace Clove.
Eric Lowe.
Brenda Saunders.
Carlos Serrano.
Amanda Cooley.
Taylor Fawcett.
Antoinette Ferguson.
Matthew Seavold.
Sharon Warnock.
Marissa Jarrett.
Jacob Cook.
Nikhil Wilcox.
Monica Miner.
Mackenzie Beth Durant.
Jordan Gary.
Katie Gary.
Jordan Bybee.
Star Cokerhans.
And Tammy Cokerhans.
Joseph LaFontaine.
Mackenzie Barker Collins.
Lorena Godinez.
Allison Halub.
Janae Orton.
McKenna Vielstich.
Jordan Noyes.
Bailey Reedhead.
Brittany Tebow.
Kyra Lemick.
Ashley Weiss.
Rochelle Luke.
Brooklyn Hanson.
Angela Knight.
Taylor Van Hooser.
And Jamie Lyle.
The candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences will be presented by Dean Richard Featherstone.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in English, Spanish, History, Social Science Composite Teaching, Criminal Justice, or Psychology. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Featherstone. I invite the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair David Clark.
Chelsea Roberts.
Alicia Allen.
Alicia Benson.
Kenneth Ochoa.
Samantha Perdue.
Mackenzie Peterson.
Megan Reynolds.
Bill West.
Ramon Reyes.
Jody Merritt.
Shaylin Cox Lee.
Emily Murray.
William Wixom Burdick.
Matthew Wright.
Travis Ridd.
Alexis Torres.
Taylor Raymer.
Paul Decker.
Ben Stevenson.
Evika Marinovic.
Michael Florence.
Thomas Hellawell.
Jody Bennett.
Segaula Peneku.
Jade Martinez.
Eric Rico.
Zachary Ferris.
Courtney Trinae Baker Judy.
Christopher Shaquille Campbell.
Lautonia Fa'afolau.
Jonathan Doe Hamilton.
Chad Fear the Beard Tripp.
Zachary Taves.
Corey Staines.
Zoe Meisner.
Chase Hermanson.
Christopher Kane.
Dijon Coleman.
Kaylee Hopster.
Bailey Christensen.
Emily Griffin.
Zachary Horlocker.
Kara Vanderhyde.
Jacob Witham.
Sean Jenny.
Brian Baugh.
Josh Lockwood.
Ashley Winnefield.
Chanel LaCroix.
Sela Tewa Pauling.
Hannah Gullo.
Charmaine Moore.
Jessica Young and her little boy Declan.
Dana Gale Big D Elsie.
Sam Passy.
Lindsay Craig.
Ranjai Staten.
James Keener.
Kendra Jensen. Wendy Stabler Elkington.
Ashley Imlay.
Ashley Sky Harrison.
Stephanie Linton Dial.
Mikkel Lane Bledsoe. Sisters Emily and Sierra Beers.
Rebecca Harrison Ballard.
Megan Huddleston.
Kelly Garcia.
Danielle Mira.
Nicholas De La France.
Scott Carlson. Shayna and Morgan Wood.
Eva Gachus Sanchez.
Adriana Santos.
Chloe Lichtenberg.
Bradley Claycomb.
Denise Ortega.
Ashley Leonard Young.
Chantel Parkin.
Eric Belair.
Michelle Deal.
Maria de la Luz Fierro.
Dakota Terry.
Judy Zhu.
Patricia Brooks Nilsson.
Riley Olson.
Deanne Martin.
Lori Bassett.
Jody Bracken.
Kara Whitehead.
Kimberly Holt New.
Pauline Bringhurst.
Caitlin Mueller.
Jake Rowley.
Alexis Leanne Hildebrandt.
Thora Moore.
Dakota Witzel.
Abigail Covington.
Carl Hansen.
Garrett Nichols.
Rosalie Hafen Ladd.
Kenna Ann Hafen.
Brenda Medrano.
Alexandria Wilson.
Kylian Howe.
Stephanie Schmutz.
Emma Young.
Mason Runs Through.
Shauna Peterson.
Trevor Cox.
Cade Robertson.
KJ Boyer.
Jalen Christensen.
Riley Yaya Palmer.
The candidates from the College of Science and Technology will be presented by Dean Eric Pedersen.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Science and Technology. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science or Art in Biology, Biology Education, Computer Science, Computer and Information Technology, Mathematics, Mathematics Education, Chemistry, or Physical Science Composite. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates.
Thank you, Dean Pedersen. I invite the candidates from the College of Science and Technology to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Larry Bergeson.
Andrew Jensen.
Wife and husband, Jessica and Kyle Brandt.
Jeff Kramer.
Chelsea Smith.
Lee Taylor.
Eric Wood.
Daniel Westwood.
Lewis Wild.
Britton Dalton.
Andrew Arslanian.
Dane Zadunich.
Tanner Dockstader.
Ashley Hurd.
Trent Parkinson.
Alora Young.
Spencer Hall.
Sean Wonder.
Charmaine Fowler.
Yvonne Seaton.
Darian Carey.
Austin Fackler.
Dustin Reedhead.
Joshua LeBaron MacArthur.
Chanel MacArthur.
Todd Smith.
Hunter Ketterer.
Sean DeRoe.
Mackenzie Gould.
Darren Stapleton.
Madeline Fedoric.
Leighton Whited.
Taylor Watkins.
Sarah Stander.
Jamie Chapman.
Kimmy Hummins.
Brooklyn Morris.
Janessa Kalman.
David Chan Fitzgerald.
Brad Snow.
Paul Gertson.
Cameron Levitt.
Robert Jensen.
Laura Klein.
Jacob Pedersen.
Joseph Cadell.
Pablo Trujillo.
Shay Lamb.
Shiyi Sophie Wokolo.
Maxim Nesmashny.
Michaela Stokes.
Stephanie Flinders.
Chantel Sloan.
Annie Bowles.
Glory Sunday Iera.
Jared J.W. Atkinson.
Jeremy Van Scritchfield.
Blake McIntyre.
Staley Wilkinson.
Lauren Antonick.
Carol Joy Fordham.
Amanda Davis.
Stephen Summerhays.
Darian Nielsen.
Maxwell Barney Theobald.
Nicholas Atkins.
Taislim Dawudu.
Taylor Ashton.
Matthew Brockway.
John Utley.
Wesley Roberts.
Braden Chamberlain.
Ryan Best.
Joseph Carl Cartagena.
Jesus Claro Soto.
Benjamin McComb.
Micah Anderson.
The candidates from the College of the Arts will be presented by Dean Jeffrey Jarvis.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of the Arts. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have satisfactorily completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Art, Music, Music Education, or Theater or Dance. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Jarvis. I invite the candidates from the College of the Arts to come forward. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Christina Durham.
Candace Gary.
Barbara B. Turnbow.
Clint Holtzoy.
Michaela Delu.
Sandra Perkins.
Yong Fong Fei Gao.
Danica Hansen.
Haley Greenhall.
Megan Sorensen.
Tiffany DeWitt.
Aaron Smith.
Kimberly Rogers.
Kathy Hawks.
Lou Chung.
Michael Bishop.
Spencer Matheson.
Angelica Shuchi.
Erica Anderson.
Skylar Vanden Eyck.
Chad Fleck.
G. Scott Foote.
Jeremy Garcia.
Harbor Pizza Water Bickmore.
Bailey Ewell.
Mackenzie Miller. David Huntsman. Jordan Cox.
Ocean Williams.
Olivia Snow.
Andrew Jimenez.
Sarah Raymaker.
Stephanie Snow.
Bailey Garcia.
Ariana Azimi Tabrizi.
April Young.
James Beard.
Wendy Walton.
Justina Lee Arvig.
Jesse Cox.
Accepting a posthumous degree in music on behalf of the late Louis Edward Robbins is his son, Richard Robbins. At the recommendation of the President and faculty to the Board of Trustees, and as authorized by law and the Utah State Board of Regents, Dixie State University has conferred upon Louis Edward Robbins the degree of Bachelor of Science in Music Posthumous Award, with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. This diploma, duly signed, has been issued at St. George, Utah, this 5th day of May in the year 2017, signed by Daniel Campbell, Chair of the Utah State Board of Regents, David Bueller, Commissioner, Utah System of Higher Education, Dr. Richard Williams, President of Dixie State University, and David Clark, Chair of the Dixie State University Board of Trustees.
I now ask all of the candidates to please rise. By the authority invested in me by the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you, including those in absentia, the appropriate degree Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now shift your tassels to the left, signifying conferral of degrees. I extend to you the congratulations and best wishes from your university. I ask one last time for the audience to please join me in congratulating the class of 2017 at Dixie State University. You may be seated. I wish now to introduce DSU's Alumni President and Trustee, Mr. Russell C. Feller, who will welcome our newest alumni.
Well, good morning, graduates. I am proud to be here as the DSU Alumni President. You are now alumnus of Dixie State University. You are the future of our great university. Together we have built many traditions, old and new. These include branding of the Trailblazers, painting the D, the Great Race, and many other activities. These activities we keep and pass on to future generations. You know, as our forefathers kept Dixie, fought to keep Dixie as a college, we have fought to build this into a university status, which is more than brick and mortar. It's the Dixie spirit that we hold in our heart. Dixie spirit is about what you do daily and the people you meet and how you treat them. So go forward with confidence and remember this quote from Abraham Lincoln. And in the end, it is not the years in your life that count. It is a life in your years. Congratulations, alumnus and graduates, to each of you this day by making this a great university. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feller. It will now be our pleasure to honor one of Dixie's great traditions as we listen to the Dixie State Symphony Orchestra and vocal soloist Stephanie Snow perform Rowene DeFiore's composition, Just for Now, after which I invite Grand Marshal Blakely to come forward.
Songs of Dixie.
Thus, we bring this ceremony to an end. Please remain seated for the recessional until the stage participants and the faculty have left the floor.